The state Senate passed a proposal that will require some Texas sheriffs to enter into agreements with the federal government to help identify undocumented immigrants accused of crimes. Well, Paso County Judge Ricardo Samaniego joins us now. Thanks for joining us today, County Judge. What are your thoughts about Senate Bill 8 and how will this impact the community moving forward?
Well, it's more complicated than everybody thinks. You know, to be able to deputize sheriff takes a tremendous amount of training. They have to have a clear understanding of all the legal, which is more of a federal situation. So if you happen to deport someone and they were involved in that and it was not done properly, they can come back and sue the county. And so that puts a lot of liability on us. And plus, they're talking about $20 million that would be given to the counties that participate in that. That would be minuscule. I mean, that would not be sufficient. Just the increase of the population at the jail would be difficult for us to take on. We now no longer have federal beds, or very few federal beds that are paid by the government. Whenever there's a state inmate at the jail, we don't get any money or reimbursement. So we'll fill the jails with state inmates, which means we lower our revenue. So that's an impact. So, you know, I thank Senator Blanco because he's trying to place some amendments that would say that we would get more money because the money involved in what's going to happen would be, you know, like I said, it wouldn't be sufficient. So very complicated. The idea of training, the idea of funding, it would be a huge burden on our community.
Well, another topic that I want to touch on for today, El Paso County, you all, the officials, along with the city of El Paso, held a press conference to announce a transformative redevelopment project of a historic department store building in downtown El Paso. Can you talk to us about the press conference and what it means for downtown El Paso?
Well, first of all, having the city and the county working together, you know, the downtown area needs more vitalization, and the only way to do that is to create housing. You're not going to have vitality and someone showing in Phoenix coming by at 9 a.m. in the morning and not seeing any activity, and they're thinking it's really not a very active town, and they go back and they'll talk about that. So having housing creates that vitality. People want to go to restaurants, they want to go to the hotels, and it's very special. There's probably 1 million stories about the Popular. The Popular was this iconic place, Mexico, whether it was you know, Cantinflas or Vicente Fernandez, and they all used to come here and they would shop, and it was a very interactive, you know, I myself actually worked at the layaway department. My dad worked for 45 years at the Popular. He was in charge of the displays. They brought, you know, Fifth Avenue to the downtown area. So very exciting, the synergism that we're trying to create. It'll bring tourism, job creation, and all of these other dimensions that are going to be very powerful. But just very grateful for the Mayor Johnson, and the representatives that were there today. And we met at the courthouse, very iconic and very historical for us to be at the county courthouse. So I think it's going to be exciting. A lot of people have talked about it, being able to go to a place that you grew up with instead of being demolished and being improved is quite an opportunity for El Paso. I think everyone's going to really enjoy that, you know, that development. And thanks to Robert Palacios, who is really the developer, and he's very grateful also for the support we're giving him.
And recently you attended the 2025 Smart Cities Summit and Expo in Taiwan. So can you talk to us about the summit and the key takeaways?
Exciting. You know, Taiwan loves, we have almost 3,000 Taiwanese that live here in El Paso. Very few people know that. And they hire 35,000 employees in the maquiladora. And so we were able, John Barella did a great job with Borderplex. He was able to sign an MOU with the largest trade association of Taiwan that will be working with each other. I was able to speak at the symposium on AI and also the environmental, and it was a great opportunity. And as I said, they love El Paso. They're very appreciative of how we treat them. A lot of opportunities. I know there's manufacturing is already one of the opportunities, and so we'll be letting you know of some of the companies that will be coming here to El Paso. But it was a very successful, and I want to thank John Barella, and Marcos as well, because they really did a great job of getting everything to happen. We visited almost with 12 different companies, and like I said, that MOU is very historical and a huge step towards developing manufacturing here in El Paso. So I was very pleased with the entire trip.
El Paso County Judge Ricardo Somenio, thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you, always a pleasure.
Let's get to storm track weather now. Our chief meteorologist, Operator Suman, is here with the forecast.
All right, give me